Welcome to In the Kink of Things podcast. I am still in BC, and we've had an amazing week so far. And I wanted to share with you guys the power of speaking your truth. And that starts with being honest with yourself. And then, when guided to do so, being honest with others. You don't have to share all of your personal truth with everybody because some people aren't ready to receive it. But when you do feel guided to speak your truth, even if it is something that feels over the top or cringy to you, or something that society would consider inappropriate, especially, talking about sexuality, sensuality, about lifestyle choices. These are things that are your truth. They don't have to resonate with other people. But when they resonate with you, then that is your truth in the moment. And sometimes things change. Sometimes we see ourselves in certain ways, small, a type of label. But when we allow ourselves to step into our full power, into our knowingness of who we are or what we are meant to live in this lifetime, when we speak that truth, when we allow our source to come into our bodies, to express through us by being more us, the magic happens. And sometimes when you share something, you never know who it's going to resonate with. And I shared a few things in the group this week, and I have so many people come up to me thanking me for sharing and being here in my power and my presence. And that is an intoxicating experience, because now you want to share with the world, now you want to share with everybody. But it isn't necessarily needed to share it with everybody. What is important is that I shared it with myself, I shared it with the people who resonate with that share, and am speaking my truth in that way and no longer hiding from myself. And I think that is one of the greatest gifts and greatest challenges for humans, is this ability of delusion, is this ability of veils, of fog, of forgetting. It allows us to live lives that we wouldn't necessarily be able to live if we didn't forget who we are at our core, which is source. Everything is source, so we all source. But when we forget, we have experiences that source wouldn't necessarily be able to have. Because source is so powerful, source is so loving, source is so magical, that is what then also appears and happens in your lives. So if you wish to have a powerful, magical, source-led life, then you can. Then you can ask to remember, then you can ask to meet the people who will activate you. And those are very likely also the people who will trigger you, because they are bringing a peace that shakes up your current life, or or reflects something that you wish to embrace. And that is why it's triggering, because there's something in discord within yourself that their presence is encouraging you to align with. So don't judge, just be present, be aware, and wait, see what happens. Allow people to express themselves, allow yourself to express yourself, and breathe. Always breathe, always come back to that center, to that heart space, to the feelings. And even when you are shaking in your boots, allow yourself to feel, because that very likely is a sign of your soul's excitement, of your soul being ready to like, oh, is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Look at this. We're expanding, we're growing, we're creating space to be more us, more ourselves. And that is magic. But it's self-guided magic. There's things that can invite you, like this video, like other things, like people, situations, happenings, accidents, that can invite you to look deeper, to go within, to talk to yourself. That is such an amazing tool, is to face a mirror, face a camera. I do encourage you videoing yourself or recording yourself so that you can listen back to it. Because when you're in true flow state, your mind doesn't remember. It doesn't go through your mind. It just goes in and out through your body. And the memories banks don't get activated. That actually takes you out of the flow state. So being able to record it, then you can listen back to it and listen to your own insights. And that as well is so on point. At least for me, I find it often quite on point that things I'm sharing with others are things that I need to really listen to for myself. And that is another power of being human, is that the things that we notice most, that we speak about, that we are able to feel like we can help others give insight on, are the things that usually we need to listen to most, that we need to hear, which is why we're speaking it to somebody else, that they're to mirror for us so that we can speak it out and then receive from the reflection as well. It also usually is beneficial for the other person as well, but it's for us too. So don't ever feel like an insight for someone else doesn't necessarily affect you as well. And don't be afraid to live life. Don't be afraid to have fun. Don't be afraid to do things that doesn't make sense. You can have fun, you can have an amazing life, you can have joy, you can do silly things and still be spiritual, still be source-led, be source-guided. Source has a sense of humor. Why do you think we have a sense of humor? It comes from source. Everything is from source. So don't think you have to be serious. Be serious when you feel like you need to, when it's internally led. But humor, laughter is such powerful magic. And it is appropriate for any place. Especially when it is inner vision guided, when it's heart guided, when it's source guided. Don't force your humor, but allow it to come up when it is needed. Because there's healing in laughter. There's healing in joy. There's healing in fun. not just for yourself, but the places you're at as well. And always remember to breathe. Now for me, it does feel a little strange to be talking to you guys in this way and sharing these thoughts and these things, but my human is feeling is like, what am I talking about? Who am I to share these? But these are my insights, these are my knowings, these are my impressions, and I am living an amazing life that I designed for myself. And there are things that are rough, there are things that are sometimes overwhelming, but there's also room for expansion, room for growth, room for choosing differently. This is why we have choice, so that we are not stuck in one thing. And even when you feel like that you don't have a choice, choosing not to choose is also a choice. This is something I had to really embrace for myself, was that if I chose to not do anything about my situation, that was still my choice. And that's for someone specific or a few of you. And there was a time where I was resentful about helping out somebody and being present and not doing my things and feeling like I need to do theirs first or even all the time. I really had to sit myself down and talk to myself and say, look, you can still walk away from this. Even if it's for family, for friends, for loved ones, you can always choose differently. Like right now, I am in BC and I chose to be here, and I know there's a lot going on at home, but honestly I didn't think about it except for once yesterday. There was something I was like, oh, I hope the animals are getting fed. And I was like, well, I'm just gonna have to trust that they're being taken care of, as I had asked people to take care of them, and not try and micromanage, because I need to be here, I need to be present in the moment. Apparently I need to regulate. Don't be afraid of yawning, don't be afraid of crying, don't be afraid of feelings. We often label feelings as like, oh, we can't, appear weak because we're crying, or feel sad because then we'll bring the energy down in the room, or whatever. But those are all valid experiences. And the alchemy, the magic, especially tears, especially yawning, you're just allowing your nervous system to express very dense emotions. And that is magic. That's alchemy.
If you need to use the bathroom, come on in.
I will. I'm just recording a video. So don't be afraid of using your magic, of your tears, of allowing your body to regulate, to calm down. Because that is part of being human, is transformation of energy within ourselves, through ourselves. And it's just one of the ways that we can get out of being stuck in a loop. Because we often get stuck in loops of just, we're doing something and then we're handling it a certain way. We have this script of how we follow that path, the situation, and by stopping and allowing our feelings to express and not just suppressing them, we are actually able to get out of that cycle because we're doing something differently. It doesn't have to be tears, it can be laughter, it can be following your bliss, following curiosity, following something that excites you. And if you feel like you can't fully follow that excitement, follow it to the best of your ability in that moment. So if you're like, well, but Sarah, I don't have the money to follow that. It's like, if there's something you desire, keeping it in the physical. You want a car, you want a house, you want a vacation. Go and sit in a car that you want, look at the pictures, print out the pictures, imagine yourself in the car, go to a dealership, sit in the car, hold the steering wheel, look around, just feel yourself driving this car every day. There was a gentleman I followed and I took his classes at one point, but he was driving this little blue Mazda or whatever, it was a tiny car, but he wanted a Ferrari. And he said in his mind he had gotten so good at visualizing, he didn't even see the blue car anymore. He saw the Ferrari. And it took him 6 months, a year, something like that, before his business took off and he was able to buy himself the Ferrari. But he saw it first, he felt it first. And when you do this and you feel lack, then you know you're not feeling it yet. You know you're not embodied it yet, that you already have this desire within your life. I'm doing this right now with a relationship partner where I desire to have someone to walk with me on this path. And I was feeling the grief of not having that person in my life. And I realized I had to work through that. I had to release that. I had to embody being fully grounded and whole within myself, that I don't need another person to complete me. That I feel completely and grounded within myself and fully loved by myself. But having two people come together can expand and amplify. And I think that's the part that I really am looking forward to. And this doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a long-term relationship. It could be a short-term coming together and expanding and then moving on. This is one of the things that we often get so locked into, that things need to be a long-term relationship. And that can be such a beautiful, freeing realization. And this is for me as well, that you can come together with a person, create magic for whether it's a few minutes, a few hours, a moment, a few days, and then you can move apart and go your separate ways. Will you come back together? Who knows? It doesn't matter. But that sharing of your energies, that sharing of your frequencies is such beauty, such magic, such love expressed through you. And that change in perspective can bring so much more ease. I know it's easing me. And this is one of the things we as humans, as a society, as culture, feel that quite often love is limited. We're only allowed to love one person deeply, when there's so much love within us, so much love wanting to be expressed, wanting to be witnessed. Anything you see, nature, creativity, art, architecture, even a road system, is an expression of creativity, of ingenuity, of design, of even dysfunction. Everything is based in love, out of source, out of spirit. So when we witness and when you can appreciate, we bring in more and more magic, because more and more of our focus is then going to be advanced and expressed to be witnessed. And so today I encourage you to witness yourself, to witness your love, to witness your grace and beauty of who you are in this world. And embrace yourself, embrace your life. Breathe. Breath is always there to help you. Source is always there to help you. You are always there to help you. So much love, so much love. Talk to you again soon. Bye for now.